Mercedes has already won the championship in 2026 and you heard it here first. I spoke about it in many videos. I spoke about how the power unit of Mercedes is going to be super strong and all the cars that are going to be using the Mercedes power unit are really going to kill it in this season. But wait, the fastest lap clocked by in the Barcelona Shakedown was literally Ferrari? Lewis Hamilton? Are you guys giving us hopes? But honestly, you cannot rely on these 5 days. The lap timings are a little deceptive and I will tell you exactly why. First of all, you don't know what configuration they're running on. You don't know when exactly are they pushing. There is still some time before the testing begins in Bahrain. So honestly, what's the point of this video? Well, there is. So the testing in Barcelona in Spain went on for 5 days. Each team was given 3 days. Now, as soon as you get on the grid, if you do 3 laps, 300 laps or 5 laps, it is counted as a day. You're out on the grid, that is a day. Now, these testings were supposed to be behind closed doors, but F1 made it so public that there are literal videos posted by Formula One on their YouTube channel with literal interviews of team principals. Now, there is something that happened at the secret testing which literally no one spoke about. How did everyone get access to lap time and data? I know it. So there's a Spanish company that has a software that many circuits use to track live timing, and in Barcelona, the teams use that too. Someone actually figured out how to get access to their website, which was literally public and had access to all the lap timing made by all teams. Obviously, Formula One realized very early on in the stage that it was made public and made their arrangements to shut it. The damage was done. Thousands of people saw what was in there on that website. Now, another thing that was difficult to manage during this testing was the crowd. A lot of people were very cheeky. They were traveling from very far. They were taking photos. They were on the ground. The policemen couldn't even control them. And I feel that they should have had better management. And I saw something crazy on X that someone actually even hired a helicopter and saw the cars going around on the circuit. I mean, people in Europe really love Formula One and they will do anything to get access to the cars in 2026 because there's so much happening in 2026 in Formula One. But I feel that Formula One should have just made it public. Cash is king. They would have gotten sold out, and Formula One loves money, so they should have just done it instead of making this whole secret thing and intriguing people and people just like finding out with different ways and like spreading rumors. That was not very needed. Now, getting back to the teams, because all the teams have honestly surprised me. I'm going to talk about their lap time, their car design, what was different, what was not, and what I expect out of them. Now, the sound of the engine is honestly super similar to the previous year, just that it's a little louder this year. I prefer the V10s, but whatever, who cares about my preference? Now, this year seems louder because you need to rev up the start to get the turbo to the correct speed. Another interesting aspect is the active aerodynamics. We are starting to get used to the rear wing and the front wing where both are opening at the straight. Now, Mercedes and Aston Martin have a very different approach to this where only one flap moves to the front. And Alpine, for example, like if you remember, DRS would go upwards. In Alpine, it goes downwards. So they have done the opposite. But what's interesting here is the Ferrari, because their rear opens first and then their front. The other teams seem synchronized, but not Ferrari. But this year is our year, so let's remember that. Starting with Williams, who literally missed the test because of some car issues. Now, they have failed the crash test 3 times and they were around 20 to 15 kgs overweight. And that is a bit concerning because honestly, James Vowles has been talking about how they are not really concentrating on the 2025 car. Their full focus is on 2026. They got Carlos Sainz to Williams from Ferrari and he really made a lot of promises, and then this happened. And it feels really sad because they were really outperforming in 2025. They literally came 5th, which is the highest in the entire midfield. And then they don't even like turn up in 2026. Well, it is solved now and they have managed to pass the crash test, but I don't know, like I'm really excited to see them in Bahrain. I hope that they do well. We don't want Williams to be sad about it, and I have a lot of hopes from Alex Albon, Carlos Sainz and James Vowles. It's a great team, so I hope that they're building something great. Now, next was Aston Martin, and I have a little bit of a goss for you guys. Now, Aston Martin came in a cargo flight and then went in a truck to the track. And there are some people who actually even tracked the cargo flight. There are videos of Aston Martin arriving in the cargo flight and then going to the track. Of course, it has Fernando Alonso, who is from Spain, and people in Spain are very excited to see what the hell Aston Martin has done. Now, they've taken a little bit more time to reach the testing because Adrian Newey really wanted to work on the suspension. Unfortunately, their power unit was not very accurate and they ended up doing only 66 laps. The car is very innovative on the nose, in the side pods and the suspension. Newey has taken a lot of adaptations from the past and somehow fit it in the regulations and made a whole new car. Now coming to Cadillac, which was honestly the slowest in lap time, even though lap time does not matter, I'm saying it again. I think that the team is very new, very young. They're going to take some time. Initially, I think they're going to struggle to reach to Q2 as well. So I don't have too much expectations from Cadillac. I just hope that they finish races without crashing too much. Now coming to Audi, Audi does not look very competitive in my opinion. I think right now they're just working on finishing races. So I don't have much from Audi. I did not study Audi that much. But coming to the other team, which is McLaren. Now McLaren has arrived in very good shape but didn't do many kilometers. Now, Andrea Stella has stated that the aerodynamics that they use in Barcelona are going to be the same that they're going to use in Melbourne. Right now, I think that they're just testing the wind tunnel. Their nose is pretty slim. The side pods are almost like last year. Front suspension is super extreme. We will know only in Bahrain when it's hot and understand if they have cracked the tire management advantage like they had last year. Now, Red Bull had a very busy week and it's a very interesting machine. The side pods are very narrow. It's almost like the famous zero pods era. Their front is very different from the other cars. On day one, they did like 100 laps. On Tuesday, it was raining and they went out as well. The only two teams that went out on Tuesday were the Ferrari and Red Bull. And they wanted to basically pack their bags and leave on Wednesday. But on Tuesday, Hadjar crashed. And he really broke the compartment. So they had to wait for another day for the compartments to arrive. And then Max Verstappen went on track on Thursday. So basically, they had to stay there for all 5 days. Now, VCAP on the other hand had some heating issues but managed to get some good mileage. If they are overheating in Jan, I wonder what the hell is going to happen to them in July. Even VCAP has a very interesting design, especially the front, and I think they will have some quick updates before Melbourne. Now coming to Alpine, which is a very interesting car in specific areas. We spoke about the rear wing, but the front is also very extreme. I'm honestly very excited to see how they work throughout the season because their design really excited me a lot. It is very interesting. Next, we come to Haas. The shakedown has been a real roller coaster for them. They had some issues, but it was not related to the power unit. The side pods and the front aerodynamics are interesting, like Ferrari in 2022. Coming to Ferrari, because literally everyone is waiting for it. It is public knowledge that the one we saw in the shakedown is not the car that they are going to be using. The one that we saw in Barcelona is a version of which they will be using, which means that the general shape is the same, but the aerodynamics between Bahrain and Melbourne will be changing a lot. In fact, I realized that among all the teams, SF26 is the least aggressive shape. Ferrari and Mercedes are the only two teams who drove more than 2,000 kilometers. Charles and Hamilton are looking calm, but they don't look super happy about it. But honestly, for me, the favorite one is Mercedes because they did 500 laps more than Ferrari. They did around 300 more kilometers than Ferrari, and Toto Wolff, Russell and Antonelli look so happy, so confident. It's like you take them to Melbourne right now. Their car looks amazing. They look confident. The engineers are so happy. I love the W17. It has a very interesting concept of the front wing, but honestly, that I feel that the shape of the car is very decisive right now. And this is all I know about the cars, everything that I have studied. It's very interesting. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, who you think is winning championship. It's going to be very interesting if Mercedes is so happy, but then in the end, their first race is very bad. I think that one of the most interesting cars for me is Alpine. I have a very strong feeling about it. I think Gasly is going to kill it. I don't know about Colapinto, but for me, I think Mercedes is definitely winning constructors this season. Thank you so much for watching my video, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'm sorry it's a very quick video, but there was so much information that I'll be making a lot of more detailed videos very, very soon.